Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. A few days ago I bought a 1996 Fiat Coupe for just £2,500. I actually won it on an eBay auction. And it needs a few jobs doing to try and make it, perfect really. So I thought today I'm going to start its gentle restoration. If you've seen the first video, you'll have an idea of the jobs that need doing, but if you haven't, I'll give you a quick recap. So bodywork wise, the bodywork's quite tidy. It had a respray about 10 years ago, so that's okay, but it does look a little bit flat in places, so I'm going to give that a good polish and buff. The wheels need refurbishing, so I'll get those powder coated at Prestige wheels. That's a nice easy job. The tyres are all fine, so that's good. Mechanically I think it's okay, but I just want to make sure that it's not completely rotten. Now on its last MOT there were loads of advisory items on various things, from a battery insecure to ball joint dust covers, things like that. So I'm going to get it down to my mechanic and just get it up on a ramp and see how bad it is really, and see what I can do to improve it. I think that's going to be the first job I do, to be honest. Before I spend a single penny on it, I just want to make sure it's not, beyond repair. I don't think it is. I just want to get it up on a ramp and see that it's, still got its sills intact and there aren't any holes in the floor. If it's all right there, then I'll continue with the wheels and the bodywork. And also it needs a new stereo fascia. The previous owner lost the removable stereo fascia in a house move or something, so that's gone missing. So I need to try and locate one of those. I think it's some sort of Blaupunkt system, so I'll have to have a look on eBay for that. I think there are some other jobs as well, but I can't quite remember off the top of my head. So we'll try and figure that out today. But first stop then, I think we'll take it down to my mechanics. Right, we're back in the Fiat Coupe. It's quite an event this actually, getting into this car. Sounds meaty, doesn't it? That 5-cylinder engine does have a nice note. Right, we're going to head to my mechanics first then and get it up on the ramp. Just pray that it's not a complete rot box. I don't think it is, to be honest. I just think the previous MOT might have been done by somebody particularly thorough. And just to cover their own backsides, they've had to advise every single minor thing. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Because I think fundamentally it's quite a decent car, this. And also I think at £2,500, I think it is a bit of a bargain. I'm hoping it's alright and doesn't need any welding and stuff, in which case I can maybe spend £1,000 on this car, completely transform it, get it looking its best, and then maybe try and sell it for 5 or 6. That's my plan. Or keep it. I do quite like it. Once I've got this down at my mechanics, we'll get it up on the ramp and then we'll have a look around it. I think I'll have a poke and prod around myself and see how solid it is. What I'd like to do is go through this list of advisory items on the last MOT and see how many I can resolve. Things like the battery insecure and the fuel tank strap, I'm pretty sure we could sort out fairly cheaply. It doesn't need a service because it only had one a couple of weeks ago. The cam belt was done just 10,000 miles ago, but that was 8 or 10 years ago, so I'm not too sure about that. It could probably do with another belt change, to be honest, so I might get that done. If I'm going to ask top money for this, I think it'll need to be done. I don't like throwing money down the drain, don't get me wrong, but I think the fact this has been done 10 years ago nearly means it's due again. They don't last forever. Traditionally as well, Fiat's always had a very short cam belt interval. You'd be talking like 5 years or 40,000 miles or something, so I think although this has only done 10,000 miles since his last belt change, I think I'm going to have to get it done. I know it's going to cost me £300 or £400, but it'll just give me and possibly the new owner some peace of mind. It's good fun to drive this, way more fun than I was expecting. One thing I'd like to check as well while it's down at my mechanics is the front brakes. Now the brake discs were advised on the last MOT, so they can't be too bad, but there is a bit of a grinding noise. So I don't know whether the pads are low or what, but we'll check them out anyway. Well, we're now just minutes away from my mechanic, so keep your fingers and toes crossed for me, guys. Wish me luck. Right, well, we're here with the Fiat at my mechanics. We've got it up on the ramp, so we'll have a look around it, shall we? Start at the front, I think. And if you can see this with my shoddy camera work, but the power steering pump there is a little bit damp. Can't really get a good angle of that. There's quite a lot of what looks like old fluid here, so I think we need to clean that off and see whether it comes back. Could possibly need a new power steering pump. In addition to that, we need to replace this arm here because that dust cover there is split, as it said on the MOT, but I think that whole arm needs replacing, to be honest. It's a little bit scabby, but it's not too bad actually. It's far better under here than I was expecting. Over this side, that side's okay. Now the sills, they were advised. Now if you look at the sills here, they're a little bit scabby, particularly on the front there. They're okay here, I've seen far worse. Then around the back again, they're a little bit scabby here. If we go to this side's slightly worse. Now what I propose is that we brush all this back and start poking around it with a screwdriver, and then I think we can weld patches into it. Once it's been welded up, it doesn't need the full sills replacing. They look okay, I think. It's not too bad. So once they've been patched up, we can coat them in Schultz. They should be all right for another few years, really. That's my plan with that. So there's a bit of work there, to be fair. Now, speaking of rust, another advisory item was the fuel tank straps. Now, if you look here, it's got these thin bars here, which hold the fuel tank in place. That looks very corroded, and this one's so corroded, it's non-existent. It's actually sheared off there. So we need to release that nut there, and then get some new tank straps, and then get those there. Apologies for my shoddy camera work. But yeah, that's not a big job actually. If we can't get the straps because, you know, parts are difficult to get for this kind of thing, then we can just fab something up, can't we? We'll get my dad on the job for that, I think. Now moving around here, this all looks a little bit scabby. To be fair, it's in far better shape than I was expecting. But again, what I suggest we do with that is just wire brush it all and get a better view of it, and then give it a good old blast, try and protect it. Because a lot of that is just surface rust really, where it's blistered. Now the exhaust, it's new from this point here. Now Carlo did tell me that actually, so that's all been replaced at some point. This bit is original, and someone's done a bit of a poor job there with that weld. Looks like I've had a go at it. There's a bit of an oil leak there as well actually. I think it's coming from that, yeah, from the sump there. And just see that was quite damp. Now someone's cut that up really. I think what we should do again is just clean it up and see where it's coming from. This is the trouble with older oil leaks, you never know where it's coming from. Now the brake discs aren't too bad actually. See if this camera will focus. Yeah, they're not bad at all. I thought I'd have to replace those, but they're actually not lipped. So we're all right. The only other thing to mention was the battery, which is insecure, so we're going to have to fab up some sort of clamp for it, and that's about it really. So it's nowhere near as bad as I was dreading. I've seen far worse on this ramp, believe me. So I think I'll leave this to my mechanic and let them get on with it. I'll have an update for you in a few days' time. While it's here, actually, I'm going to get them to do I've ordered a new cam belt and water pump kit, so it's going to get a new cam belt. And yeah, I think we'll just try and get it through a clean OT with as few advisory items as we possibly can. So yeah, I'll have an update for you very soon. Now's a good time to say thanks to today's video sponsor, Car Vertical. Before you hand over any cash for a used car or motorbike, it's really important that you do a thorough vehicle history check. And with Car Vertical, that couldn't be easier. I'll leave the link below in the video description, but all you need to do is go to carvertical.com and type in the reg or the VIN. It'll give you a thorough report which will tell you if the car's ever been stolen, written off, had a mileage rollback, or has outstanding finance on it. But it's even more thorough than that. In addition to that, it shows you the ownership changes, the reg plate changes, the MOT history, the average market value, the spec, and a whole lot more. This isn't just a UK thing either. It works in 35 different countries. So if it's had a prang in Poland or a bump in Belgium, this will tell us. Let me show you how it works. So we just type the reg number in, Papa 808, Whiskey Uniform Alpha, and then check vehicle. It doesn't take long this, and it's not expensive, and it's cheaper still if you use my promo code HIGHPEAK. That's HIGHPEAK, all one word, HIGHPEAK, and you'll save yourself 20% off each and every check that you do. Right, and the report's ready. So as we can see, there's an amber warning here for mileage. But on the other issues, it's all clear. So if we scroll down to mileage, what's the issue it's found? It seems this vehicle wasn't being used for a good while. That's true. This is good, it's alerted me to that fact, just in case the mileage has been tampered with, but this was off the road for a few years, so we know why. It's clear on all the other fronts. We've got the spec there, the ownership changes, the last owner's had it since 2012, and we've got the MOT history. So if we scroll down to the most recent MOT, you can see it is all clear with not a single advisory item. There we go. It was done in September this year with no advisories. Perfect. Like I said, there are so many dodgy cars out there. I'd hate for you to end up buying one. You don't want to buy one with a sketchy past. So that's why it's really important to do a car vertical check first. So yeah, cheers Car Vertical for sponsoring another video. Well, 12 whole months later, we're back in my fully finished Fiat Coupe. That was a bit of a mouthful, wasn't it? I can't quite believe this project has dragged on for so long, but sometimes that's the case. Often I'm busy, my mechanics are busy, paint shop's busy, all that sort of stuff, so it just gets pushed to the back of the queue. That's exactly what happened with this Fiat Coupe. Still, enough negativity. I think it was worth the wait. Take a look at it now. It's got a nice shine to it. I think it looks $1 million. You would never believe this is a 28-year-old car. Now, normally here on these videos, I would say, well, after we last spoke, I took it to my mechanics and blah, blah, blah. But I honestly cannot remember what happened the last time we spoke. It was an awfully long time ago. I seem to remember my job list looking like this. I needed to refurbish the wheels. I needed to give it a service, MOT. I was going to replace the cam belt and just generally just go over it and make sure everything was fine and working. Once that was all done and it had a clean MOT, then I wanted to get the bodywork attended to. Let me try and remember the order I did all this then. Well, it was down at my mechanics for a long time because, like I say, it's not their fault. They're always busy and I just kept prioritising other jobs. So it just kept being pushed to the back of the queue. But anyway, when they eventually got round to it, they got it up on the ramp, tidied it all up. There were a few little bits of scabbiness that they sorted out for me. They replaced the cam belts, which, according to the forums, was an engine out job. But my mechanics managed to change the cam belt without taking the engine out. So I've had a bit of a result and I've saved an awful lot of labour. I believe they managed to drop the subframe and move a few other bits out of the way, and that gave them just enough access to get to the cam belt. Now, when they got the old cam belt off, it wasn't in bad condition, annoyingly, but it was still 10 years old, so I've put a fresh cam belt on it, so it should last the next owner another decade. Now, it's been a year since I last drove this car, and I forgot how nice it was, genuinely. I kept seeing it there just languishing in my mechanic's yard, and I kept thinking, I'm gonna have to deal with that one day. But now I'm in it. It's a nice old thing, this. It had a fresh service as well, and a clean MOT without a single advisory item. Then from there, I took it to Prestige Wheels in Bredbury, who refurbished the wheels for me. Because they were the thing that were really letting the side down. They just look really scruffy. So they've dipped them, stripped them, repaired them, and then powder coated them, and they look as good as new. So a massive thanks to Prestige Wheels for sorting that out for me. Now when you walk up to the car, straight away your eyes are drawn to those wheels. They look shiny and new. That's exactly what we want. When it was ready at Prestige Wheels, I took it down to Jimmy the Magician and I just asked him to make it as nice as possible. It had a respray 10 or 12 years ago, but the whole thing just looked a bit flat and lifeless. So Jimmy has buffed it and done some touch-ins and just polished it, and it just looks really nice. It's got a nice deep shine to it. This is exactly what this car deserved. It just needed a little bit of TLC to bring it back up to scratch. You never see these cars anymore, so I thought it was definitely worth saving. From there, the last job really was to have it valeted. So as always, I used Tameside Detailing, dropped it off there for a full clean, and I've just picked it up from there this morning. And again, everything's nice and clean, nice and tight, nice and shiny. So we've got a good little modern classic here, I think. On the first video, everyone said, oh, you should have bought the turbo, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I know the turbo's more desirable, but the turbo's also twice the price. So if you want a cheap way into a Fiat Coupe, then the non-turbo is the way to go. Anyway, what we're going to do now is park up in my favourite little spot. I'll talk you through my bills, and I'll show you around the car and give you the grand tour, the big reveal. I really like it. If I had the space, I would keep it. It's quick enough, it sounds good. When you open the door, you just get a smell of that old leather. It smells like you're in an old classic. Which is mad really, because in my head, this isn't that old. But it definitely feels like an event, this car. I like it. I think the colour helps. These seats are nice and comfortable. Yeah, it's not bad at all, this. So although this wasn't great business because I've had money invested in this for over a year, there are no regrets. I'm pleased I've saved this car. This is one that I bought from eBay, and it had been on eBay for some time, and I just thought it needed a little bit of TLC, which it's now had. So all I need to do now really is find a nice home for it. I need somebody with a garage really, somebody that's going to take it out every weekend and enjoy it. That's what we need. Right, here we'll do then. Someone's in my lay-by, unfortunately. I say my lay-by, it's not actually mine, unfortunately. Right. Let me show you around it then. I think you'll agree, it really does look the part now. The paintwork was all flat and dull, and it just looked a bit sorry for itself. But now it's got a really nice shine to it, and it feels like glass, which is exactly what I wanted. The wheels that I had done at Prestige Wheels now look as good as new. They've done a really good job. It really sets the car off. Now, let me get my bills out, shall we? This sounds bad, but I can't remember how much I paid for this car. I think it was £2.5 grand. That figure rings a bell. Hope it was no more. So, £2,500. We've got the bill at my mechanics. So initially, oh, it needed a battery as well. See, this went on for so long, I can't remember what it had. So it had a battery, that was £74.80, some antifreeze, a cam belt kit and water pump, and labour. This was a big bill, this. £903.36. So I thought, well, that's not too bad. But there's another bill for my mechanics. It also had some welding done for its MOT, steel and materials, wiper blades, near side front lower arm, labour and MOT test fee. That was £800.30. Then we had the wheel refurbs at Prestige Wheels. They cost me £330. What else? Jimmy the Magician's bill. Now, his bill was £185, which was really reasonable, actually. Done a really nice job for 185 quid. And then, of course, last but not least, the £70 for a valet. So my grand total here on this Fiat Coupe is... Okay, this wasn't great business. £4,788.66. I mean, for £5 grand, it's not a bad starter classic, is it really? But it is probably £1,000 too much. I had a quick look on Auto Trader, and there aren't many out there, but with similar age, similar mileage, similar condition, I think this is worth about £4,000. So it is a bit of a loss. But on the bright side, I've saved another modern classic, so I'm not too fussed. It is a bright red Italian sports car, so I'm quite glad to have saved it. If I can get £4,000 for it, or I don't know, £4,250 maybe, something like that, I'll be quite happy really. Yes, I've lost £500, but we can gloss over that. There are two things that I was considering doing actually. Come around here, follow me. I was considering changing the reg plates, but then I thought they're original Fiat Sunwin Halifax dealer plates. So I've decided to keep them. The last thing I would have done was change this exhaust pipe. It's definitely aftermarket and I hate things like that. It looks like something you'd expect to see on a Vauxhall Nova on the cover of Max Power. It's not my style at all. So if I were keeping the car, I would change that and maybe get some newer plates. But maybe show plates with the same dealer print on. You know, using retro plates or something like that. They're the only two things really. Apart from that, I'm quite pleased with the outcome. And of course the big fat loss. Anyway, you can't win them all, can you? So on that note, thank you once again for watching. Sun's in my face here, which is a rarity. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. I'll leave the links below. And yeah, cheers guys. If you're in the market for a nice little Fiat, you know who to contact. See you next time.